Hello, my name is John. I'm going to be your welding instructor this semester at Gateway. I want to do this video real fast and tell you guys what you're going to need for the first day of welding class. Our first meeting is going to be Saturday. We're going to have a Zoom meeting, and then I'm going to have some videos prepared for you guys to watch, and a short safety video and a short safety brief for you guys. I want to talk about the gear you're going to need to bring. And it's pretty simple, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. You're obviously going to need a welding helmet. There's two types of welding helmets out there. There's auto darkening, meaning it's going to darken as soon as you start welding. And then there's just a regular, good old-fashioned welding helmet with a fixed passive lens inside. So look for a good one. Stay away from the cheapest Harbor Freight one, because I've had those fail in past years, but everything above that should be pretty good. The auto darkening is going to be the most expensive. They're going to run anywhere from $60 all the way up to like $400 or $500. Your regular welding helmet is going to be, $30 to whatever you want to spend. So I recommend the auto darkening. It's going to be the easiest for you to start learning, but there's always something nice about having an old style helmet. So moving along. Absolutely, safety glasses must be worn in the weld lab at all times. Get a good pair. These run about $4 or so, and they're a lot better than the cheap $1 junky ones from wherever. Those must get two pair, that way you can have a spare. You're gonna need a welding pliers, or it's called a welpers. There's some different functions inside of here, and the most important one is you can cut the wire we're gonna be using. So get a pair of welding pliers or welpers, or if you can't find it, then just go ahead and get yourself a good old side cutters from wherever, Home Depot, Harbor Freight, wherever you want. Tape measure is good to have, but not an absolute. Let's move into gloves. You're gonna need to obviously protect yourself. Gloves pretty much need to be worn anytime you're doing any kind of work. Get yourself a thin pair of TIG welding gloves. They're real thin. We're going to be TIG welding in this semester, and you're going to need to be able to use your hands and be very, you're going to have good dexterity. So those are TIG welding gloves. Get a pair of those. And then also get yourself a pair of heavy stick welding gloves, because we're going to be stick welding and MIG welding. And so typically they're dual purpose. They're thick, and that's going to keep your hands protected from the heat and all the sparks. So gloves, helmets, safety glasses. You can pick up a Miller P100 respirator to keep the fumes out of your lungs. Even though Gateway has a good ventilation system, sometimes you still get your stuff inside your nose and stuff. Little welding beanie, obviously it goes on the head. It's really nice to keep the sparks out of your hair and out of your ear, believe it or not. So not an absolute must, but I'm telling you, it's pretty nice to have. Moving along, you got to obviously protect you've got your gloves, you got to protect your sleeves, or your arms rather. These are just welding sleeves. They're like $15 on Amazon. They hold up really well, and it's a good cheap way to put them over a t-shirt if it's hot out, or you can put it over your regular welding shirt or whatever. Get a pair of those, that way you can just throw them away when you're done. Moving into something, get yourself a decent welding jacket. It can be leather, it can be like the flame resistant material, that works pretty good. Leather is going to be the heaviest, it's going to hold up the best for sparks and flame, but it's also going to be the hottest, so keep that in mind. These flame resistant welding jackets are pretty good these days. They've got like a starch coating inside of the cotton, and it'll help hold up against the sparks, because your arms are going to you'll get a couple burns through the semester, just some weld BBs hitting you. So pick yourself up a welding jacket. Welding in a hoodie or anything that's a man-made material, polyester, the other 30 other different types of man-made materials. What happens is, because they're all petroleum-based materials, it's going to potentially burn, it's going to melt into your skin, and that's obviously very unpleasant. So I've had that happen with elastic. It gets burnt into your skin, and you go to peel that off, and it's like dug into your skin because it's petroleum, and it melts down into your skin. So very uncomfortable. Cotton will burn, but it won't melt and sink into your skin. So it's got to be cotton. No hoodies, no open-toed shoes. Get yourself a decent pair of at least skateboard shoes. Nothing with any kind of holes or mesh on the top. Those weld BBs, when you're welding, will find their way down your boots, and it's definitely not comfortable. Trust me. Ask me how I know. So get yourself a good pair of boots, or get yourself a good pair of shoes that cover your feet completely. No Crocs, no sandals, none of that stuff. If you forget your boots or you forget a good shoe, then you're gonna have to just go home out of class, take your time away from class and to go do that. So get yourself a good pair of boots. Wear a decent cotton t-shirt. The flannels, the cheap decorative flannels that you buy, even though they're cotton, they're pretty cheap, and that's not a good enough layer. I've had those actually catch on fire and smoke inside class. So get yourself a welding jacket, Amazon, wherever you can get a decent one. Other than that, safety glasses must be worn all the time, and that's about it for the first week of class. Bring a small notebook, the ones that you can like flip open and put in your pocket. I don't have one here for an example, but I'll have some the first day of class, or make sure you bring your own. Other than that, I'll see you Saturday at 8:10, and be ready to work and have fun and get ready to weld. Thanks.